You've spent your life pretending everything is fine, haven't you? Smiling when your chest feels like it's caving in, whispering to yourself that you're not enough, that your feelings are too heavy, too complicated, too broken for anyone to bear. And maybe the cruelest truth is, you've learned to survive in silence. You've learned to carry pain quietly, to swallow the weight of manipulation and shame without even noticing how much it's reshaping you. There's a part of you that has always known the truth, how easily people can twist reality, bend it, make you question your own mind. And that part of you has been silently screaming for recognition, for understanding, for a way to reclaim your power. Every human being is capable of cruelty, not always intentional, not always malicious, but often subtle, unseen, wrapped in words, in gestures, in the quiet erosion of trust. Manipulation isn't just the loud abuse you can point at. It's the soft, insidious voice that tells you you're too sensitive, too emotional, too fragile. It's the guilt that creeps into your chest, the shame that laces your thoughts, the fear that makes you freeze when someone's mood changes around you. Dark psychology isn't just a concept. It's the invisible architecture of human behavior, the way minds bend and fracture under pressure, and the way people exploit the cracks they find in others. People manipulate because it works. It works because most of us are conditioned from a young age to crave approval, to fear rejection, to seek connection even when it hurts. Emotional abuse thrives on this. Trauma bonding forms when moments of kindness are interspersed with cruelty. The mind begins to attach hope to pain, longing to confusion, love to fear. You might have felt this before, lying awake at night, trying to understand why someone who hurt you could also be the person you miss the most. Gaslighting turns your own thoughts against you, convincing you that you imagined the slights, the insults, the betrayals. And over time, the world outside begins to feel unreliable, while the manipulator becomes the center of your moral compass, your emotional gravity. You've carried guilt for things you didn't do. You've blamed yourself for behaviors that were never yours to fix. You've tolerated silence when your instincts screamed because you feared the disruption of conflict, the possibility of loneliness, the threat of being wrong. Emotional withdrawal from others has become a habit, a shield, a way to stop being hurt. But even that carries its own cost, isolation, the quiet ache of knowing that safety often comes at the price of connection. You've seen how control works, how words can bind, how subtle patterns of behavior can dictate another person's choices, their feelings, even their self-worth. And you felt powerless against it. But there is a way to step into influence without surrendering your soul. The first secret is awareness. Begin to recognize the red flags, the repeated gaslighting, the guilt manipulation, the silent punishments. Every time someone tries to shift responsibility onto you unfairly, notice it. Naming the patterns gives them no power over you. Understanding human behavior, the machinery of manipulation, is the first step in reclaiming your mind. You do not need permission to protect your thoughts, your feelings, or your boundaries. The second secret is emotional ownership. No one can make you feel anything without your consent. Fear, shame, anger, longing, they are all responses to internal interpretation. You can feel them, acknowledge them, and still choose how they influence your actions. Emotional control doesn't mean suppressing your feelings. It means deciding which feelings deserve your attention and which are echoes of another person's attempt to steer you. Trauma bonding may have held you captive, but it cannot hold you forever. Every time you recognize a manipulative pattern, every time you step back and see the truth, you reclaim a piece of your power. The third secret is strategic detachment. Influence does not require aggression. It requires clarity, patience, and precision. When you understand how human behavior works, the pull of guilt, the leverage of shame, the hunger for validation, you can navigate interactions with intention rather than instinct. You can respond instead of react, observe instead of absorbing, and choose your engagement wisely. This is not coldness. It is self-preservation. It is wisdom. It is intelligence turned into subtle, absolute influence. The more aware you become of the silent games that people play, the more you can wield your mind like a shield, a tool, a compass. And finally, self-worth is your foundation. No amount of manipulation, no pattern of emotional abuse, no silent control can erode the truth of your value once you accept it. You are worthy of respect, of honesty, of clarity. You are capable of seeing through the illusions that others attempt to cast. Rebuilding boundaries is not an act of defiance. It is an act of survival, an act of honor to yourself. Influence grows naturally when your presence is grounded in integrity, in calm certainty, in the quiet knowledge that you will no longer surrender your mind to someone else's games. Every mind has its shadows, and every human heart carries scars. But your intelligence, your perception, your emotional resilience, these are your tools, your keys, your weapons. When you understand the architecture of manipulation, when you witness the machinery of control, when you grasp the truth about guilt, shame, attachment, and emotional conditioning, you gain a kind of quiet omnipotence, not the loud dominance of fear, but the subtle power of understanding. You influence not by forcing, but by seeing, knowing, and acting with precision. So take a deep breath, feel the weight of your experiences, honor the pain that brought you here, and recognize the strength you've already carried through the darkness. Let every moment of silent suffering become a lesson, every scar a mark of wisdom, every encounter with manipulation a step toward mastery. There is a power in awareness, a power in boundaries, a power in self-respect. There is a power in knowing the games others play and choosing your moves with clarity and patience. You are not a victim of human behavior. You are a student of it, a master in training. You can turn intelligence into influence, fear into focus, pain into insight, silence into strategy. And in the quiet spaces where others try to control, where others attempt to erode, where shadows stretch and doubt whispers, you will stand, not loud, not forced, not desperate, but calm, unshakable, invisible in your strength, and undeniable in your presence. And when the world tries to bend you, to shape you, to claim what belongs only to your mind, remember this: the deepest power lies not in domination, not in cruelty, not in manipulation. It lies in the clarity of your own heart, in the awareness of your own mind, in the courage to reclaim every thought, every feeling, every ounce of your self-worth. The darkness will always be there, but you are the light that moves through it, quietly, deliberately, unbreakable. And in that stillness, in that silent mastery, you will finally hear yourself breathe, and it will be enough.